I know this. I was like a big fan of anime in the early 2000s when I had to buy cassettes off eBay.
Mm.
Do you know how many times I had to show someone what I thought was the sickest thing ever? But it's an anime, so you kind of have to watch 8 hours for it to slap. So I'm like, oh yeah, you got to watch this. It's so sick. And the show's all like, oh, I'm getting stronger. And it's like, Daddy, I can't train without you. And it's like, don't go anywhere. Go on, stay right there. And I like, it slaps if you watch it all, but showing pieces of it when you're, stoned and 17.
Yeah,
it's not it. Yeah,
you're like stoned 17-year-old friends are gonna be like, this is fucking gay, dude.
Yeah, compared to that, they were different. We were built different than we're listening to like G Unit. You can't listen to G Unit and then put on Dragon Ball Z and Gohan's up to some weird shit and yeah.
I never got into that any of those animes. I did remember watching a little bit of the Dragon Ball thing. But I was like, when is he going to get all them fucking balls and get on with this shit? It seemed like he was collecting a bunch of magical golden balls, and I just wanted him to get them all to see what they would do.
It stopped being about the balls. And the one time they got the balls, it was like,
that's when I quit.
Yeah, I'm more of a purist. It should be about the balls.
They wasted the balls too. Like as soon as they got him all, he had died. So they're like, oh, well, we got to wish him back. And they're like, got to get those balls again.
That was like 7th season or something. But back in the day, watching stuff on broadcast TV when it was in syndication, you couldn't follow the story anyway. There was no way to. And as a kid, it's not like you had enough agency to be like, actually, Mom, I need to come home early from school on Thursday because Gohan's getting the
season finale. Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what the broadcast date was. They didn't really advertise those well, not for cartoons. Like you would know when primetime, like Seinfeld tonight at 7/8 Central. But they weren't telling kids when to show up to see Gohan get that last ball.
No, in high school, it goes to 7th grade to 11th grade in Canada, in Montreal. Mm-hmm. And when I was in the 7th grade, Goku started fighting Frieza. And that's the fight where he turned Super Saiyan. And Goku beat Frieza when I graduated high school. So I got into high school and they started a fight. And that fight ended when I graduated, literally 4 years later, no exaggeration. I was like 12 years old. Mm-hmm. Now I have like sideburns and kind of a beard, and I'm like, yeah, you fucking got him.
Yeah, you're 6'8", still invested.
I've watched almost none of it, and I understand even less. But I have seen the episode, and I don't even know where it is in the timeline or which series it is. Where I think it's Goku, maybe, but it might be Gohan because I don't know the difference. But he's at some sort of tournament and he reveals that he's been wearing these weighted clothes the whole time. He has like 220 pounds worth of like wristbands and shoes and like armored pants on. He takes them off, and I always thought that was like, I loved that. I loved that reveal because the bad guy's like, what?
The best animes are literally when like there's that moment where they're like, huh, you idiot. I've been doing it backwards this whole time as a game to make it harder for myself. I'm so much more powerful than you even know. And it's just such a funny mechanism that's okay in anime, but any other time it'd be fucking dumb as hell.
No,
he's just like, I've been doing it backwards.
Me and Woody both got it. Say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3, Princess Bride. Well, you weren't really on the countdown.
There was no break. 1, 2, 3, Princess Bride. I was like, what the fuck?
All right, then that was on me. But there's that great scene where Wesley's fighting Domingo or whatever, Amigo or whatever, and he's like,
Montoya, something close.
Amigo Montoya. Yes, you killed my father.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to tell you something. I am not left-handed. And he like throws the sword to his right hand and starts kicking his ass. And then Wesley's like, you are amazing and you are better than me, but I also have to reveal something. I'm also not left-handed. Like, they were both taking it easy on each other. They're both such masters. One of them has trained his entire life at nothing but swordplay to avenge his murdered father. And then there's just Wesley, who's just the badass of badasses. He's just good at everything. He's just a genius sword-fighting pirate lover boy. Like, he's the best looking human being. Like, those two should have made children. Maybe that's where Sydney Sweeney came from.
You think? Did one of them have big tits?
No, it's Robin Wright. Was the lady in that one, who I think is one of the best looking women who there's ever been.
Okay.
And then Carrie Eulis. She was the wife from House of Cards. Is Robin Wright?
Oh, okay. She's a cutie. I like her.
She was
Not
gorgeous
big
when
tits,
she was 20. In that movie, she's just a perfect looking human being.
I remember Dragon Ball Z was always that show after school or on Saturday mornings that like came on before or after the show I actually wanted to watch. And there was one Dragon Ball Z episode that sucked me in completely as a kid, some random Saturday morning. It was like Goku and Gohan and the whole gang, Krillin, the guy with like the dots on his head, like they were all fighting in like a tournament. And that was very appealing to me because it was like, oh, we can actually see who the strongest people are in this world. And so I watched this whole episode. They were all fighting in a tournament. And it got to the end of the episode where it was a lead up to like Goku or Gohan, whatever. I think Goku's the main one, was going to fight this fat guy, or he appeared to be a fat guy, but he's wearing like goofy pants. And then the episode ended. And the next episode of Dragon Ball Z started. And it had nothing to do with the tournament. It was like maybe like an episode from 4 years prior.
They probably reset their episodes again.
Probably. And so I lost interest there. I was like, what the fuck?
That was the hardest
part. You're going to tantalize me with this cool tournament of all these like uber powerful guys. And then I don't get to see how it finishes. And at the time, it was like, 1999. There was no way to see how it finished. Like there was no way to know. You just had to assume.
Yeah. I always liked the anime mechanisms or those tropes. And one anime that I really loved was Bleach, because I thought they were so good at the like, I'm not even trying yet type bullshit. Yeah. And there's this one guy who has this guy Zaraki Kenpachi, and he would have bells on his hair so that his enemies could hear him coming. And he had this eye patch that just basically sucked all of his ki, all of his power into the eye patch. It was this little creature that just constantly sucked all of his power, which obviously needs his power to fight. But he's just so good that he would use this eye patch that literally just majorly handicapped him. And everyone, all the people that his colleagues, basically the death gods, they all have these swords. And knowing the name of your sword is like the first step to becoming a death god, let alone to be a death god captain. You don't just know your sword's name, but you have a bankai that you know, which is this superpower, a shikai, which is like another superpower. You know all these techniques. This guy never even learned his sword's name. He's just got a jagged sword. He's got his eye patch always sucking his juice, and he's got the bells on his head, and he's always like, oh fuck, please hurt me.
I would want there to be some moment where he moves so fast, he's moving faster than sound, and they can't hear the bells. What was that?
I wonder if that, I
didn't hear the bells.
There's a couple episodes that I haven't seen. There's a whole bunch that I haven't seen, and he has a whole story that I know about that I don't want to spoil for people, I guess. But that's something that could happen. I wouldn't put it past them. This show's sick like that. I always liked the moments that it did that shit. And I also watched the show called Solo Leveling. And what's really interesting about that as an anime was it's a Korean anime. And I guess Koreans just like don't fuck around that much because there's no filler episode. There's no like moment where they're drawn all cute and they have like a big drop of sweat next to their head and there's silly music playing. Like that never happens. It's just really dead serious. No character makes a joke. There's one joke that happens between the main character and his sister, and it's kind of like you're kind of like, are they fucking? Doesn't even land properly. It's weird. That's the only joke I could think of. Most of the time, the show's dead serious.
They're not a funny people.
No, they didn't even try to be funny. They're just that show was cool. The characters, whatever, but the animation was really cool.